Yo, what's up my fellow card fighters? StereoDragonGravity here today with another deck profile from Locals featuring my buddies' Nova Grappler deck profile.
Okay, this is my standard Nova Grappler deck profile, specifically the Asura Kaiser focus variant. This so far has actually been my favorite deck to play in standard. It's not the best, but it steals games. It's super fast to play, and you honestly don't really need to think about your plays. You play Battle Riser. It kind of matters. It's one of the only starters that actually matters in standard right now. 4 heals, 8 crit. This just makes your game go by faster. This is the kind of deck you want to play where you don't actually want to play Vanguard, but you just want to go and like take a snack before your next round. I have thought about kind of messing around with front triggers, but I'm not too positive right now. And then 4 draws. You have to play them. I've also kind of thought about playing with more draws. There's just a lot I want to do with the deck and the trigger line specifically. That's really flexible. For the main grade 3, I play 4 Asura Kaiser. So Asura Kaiser's skill is when you drive check a grade 2 or higher, stand one of your units, and if it's a grade 3, you can counter blast 1 and give it plus 10,000. So it's essentially a stand for free, and then the power gain's optional. It is really annoying to kind of let your games kind of be decided by RNG, but if you didn't like your games being played by RNG, you wouldn't be playing Vanguard, honestly. But it's really fun, it's pretty solid, and unlike Perfect Riser, your opponent cannot damage deny you to make sure your skill can't go off. And next I play 4 Maximum Riser. This is by far the best card on the deck. If it's not boosted, it gains 10,000 power. So what you do is you put it on your Excel circle, so it swings 32k, and then when you drive check a card, it can stand. If you get a grade 3, it's 42k. This card's absolutely ridiculous. It's just kind of actually terrible if you have to ride it. Then I do play 2 Perfect Risers, and Perfect Riser's skill is when he attacks, you can counter blast 2 and stand 2 of your rear guards, and then if he hits, you unflip a damage and give one of your units plus 5 if you have a Riser in the Soul, which is where Battle Riser being your starter comes into play. This is nice for a confirmed stand because Asura Kaiser, at his maximum value, you're standing 2 and giving 2 things plus 10,000 for counter blast 2, but if it's minimum value, it's vanilla. And you always know what you're going to get with Perfect Riser. The only problem is if you focus the deck on Perfect Riser, your opponent can just damage deny you early game, and then your deck's vanilla. So Asura Kaiser lets you be a lot more aggressive in the early game without not as many repercussions. And then I play 1 Battledore Fighter. What I like about Battledore Fighter is, so his effect is counter blast 1, soul blast 1, choose one of your units, and when it attacks, your opponent has to guard with 2 units. So if they're swinging 13 after 13, they have to guard with at least 2 5Ks. They can't guard with just a 5K. So it kind of inches you value. And then on the rear guard, if you have 3 or more rear guards, it gains 5K, so it's 27. So it kind of bridges the gap between a good Vanguard and a good rear guard. That's kind of why I like to play just one of them. So there's 11 grade 3s. You just want to try to control your RNG as much as possible to get as many grade 3s as possible. For grade 2s, I play 4 Burst Riser. This card's actually amazing. So what it is when your Vanguard attacks, you can counter blast 1, soul blast 1, and stand him. And if your opponent has 4 more cards in their damage zone, he gains 3,000 power. So in the early game, you can fill up your board, swing, and then when you attack, you can stand these. And if your opponent doesn't get a trigger, it's actually going to hurt them a ton. But this deck's main weakness is your opponent getting a defensive trigger. And sometimes you just have to pass your turn, honestly. It can be pretty bad. But this card's pretty good, especially if you shove them on an Excel circle. Next I play 4 Iron Killer. If you have 3 more rear guards, he gains 5,000 power. It's just a nice beatdown card. It's 14 by itself, 24 on Excel, and then goes up by 7 or 8Ks with boosters. Next is 3 King of Sword. This card is horribly misprinted, but its official skill is when it's placed from hand, Soul Blast 1, 2 units get plus 3 until the end of the turn, and then if you have 5 or more rear guards, they gain plus 5 instead. It's alright. It kind of increases the increments of power. It's not amazing. but it can really push your deck over the edge for the numbers. And if you get something +5 and it restands, you can almost look at it as a net gain of a +10,000 power. So it's nice. The Nova Grappler's Grade 2s could really be improved because a lot of them don't really have much of a punch to them. Next I play 4 Riser Custom. So Riser Custom is actually really fun. So what he does is, on the first turn, you can put a card into the soul and he can attack and loses -1 drive. So if you go first, you can ride him, usually have a trigger in there, and swing at your opponent. This deck doesn't last the late game anyways, so I don't honestly mind putting a perfect card into the soul just to inch out an advantage. And then his second skill is when a card in front of him stands, you can stand him as well. So if you have Burst Riser and it stands, they both stand. So it really helps just kind of fill it out. Originally I didn't like this card, but then I started playing it, and then I liked it a lot more. But it's a really nice card. And then I play 4 Jet Riser. This card can be kind of insane. Every time a card's called, it gains +3,000. So this card can easily get 5 or 6 procs of +3,000. So it can be a 22k attacker by itself, or it's a 22k booster. It's really nice. It's not my favorite, honestly, because it does burn out. So once you have a full board, you can't really fill up your board more, because the deck doesn't have enough draw to recoup a board. And then I play 3 Queen of Heart, which was also horribly misprinted. Her skill is, whenever your opponent uses a Sentinel to guard, she stands. So it's kind of nice. You can stick her in an Excel, swing if they Sentinel, it's a free stand, or just it's same as a booster. This deck's pretty fun. It's pretty high risk, high reward. It's honestly not the best. I'm really just kind of waiting for it to get more support, because I honestly love this deck. It's been my favorite deck to play in Standard. But it's not very consistent, but when it does what it wants to do, it hits hard really fast.
Are you ready to fight?